Hello and welcome to another video by Haste Computer Repair. And today we're taking a look at a custom PC build with hardware selected for good performance without having to spend a lot of money. Underneath this Thermalright Assassin 120X CPU cooler, there is a AMD Ryzen 5 5600 CPU with 6 cores and 12 threads. Here we have a Sapphire Pulse AMD Radeon RX 7600 graphics card with 8GB of GDDR6 memory. According to the packaging, this is a overclocked card. As we see on the TechPowerUp website, there is a boost in clock speeds as well as theoretical performance in comparison to the reference card. There's 16GB of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 3600MHz RAM, and this is all packed onto an ASRock B550 Phantom Gaming 4 motherboard. This is a pretty decent motherboard, and it's important to note that it supports PCIe 4.0 to utilize the speeds of the GPU, and also has some nice features like RGB and ARGB headers, as well as two M.2 ports for SSDs and one M.2 port for Wi-Fi. I should note that the Wi-Fi card, cables, and antenna were not included with the packaging. If you have a keen eye, you'd notice that the rear exhaust fan was not moving in those last few shots. I accidentally removed the fan input to the motherboard, but I've since adjusted it. Underneath the graphics card, there's Windows 11 Pro installed onto a Patriot P300 NVMe solid state drive with 512GB of capacity. Underneath the power supply shroud, there's a 500GB Western Digital Blue hard drive for extra storage. For cooling, we have two air intake fans up front and one air intake attached to the side panel. All three are 120mm in size and are from a brand called UpHere. They are ARGB fans, and as the motherboard has a ARGB header, we can use the AsRock Polychrome software to control the colors. In addition to that, there's passive air cooling up top and one rear exhaust fan. And powering it all is a EVGA Supernova 750 GA 750 watt power supply, with the option to have the fan only turn on when there's more heat to move. This is all packed into a Cougar Mesh G PC case. It's a simple design with a simple aesthetic, but it gets the job done. The mesh front and mesh side panel offer nice cooling options, and on the top we have the option for either passive cooling or the installation of more fans or a radiator for an AIO. The front panel of the case offers USB 3.0, USB 2.0 microphone and headphone input. The power button's up here, and there's a reset button right there. On the rear of the motherboard, there's a mouse and keyboard PS2 port, 6x USB 3.2 Gen 1. There's an HDMI port if you have a CPU installed with integrated graphics, two empty holes for the Wi-Fi antenna should you want to install it, RJ45 Ethernet port, and audio in and out. On the RX 7600 we have 1x HDMI 2.1A and 3x DisplayPort 2.1. Now that we know a little bit about the hardware, let's check out the gaming and benchmark performance.